Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to talk about a topic that is very exciting for me because it's something I've been thinking about for a long time, and all the time is finally here, where my toddler has turned 3 a few months back, and I really want to start getting into a more structured and planned out preschool for him, getting him ready for kindergarten or like enrolled preschool. That's what this video is going to be all about. I'm going to just talk about some of the plans that I have, some of the goals I have. I have it all written down in my planner, just some notes that I took. So I might turn the camera around, or I might just talk to the camera and look at my notes. But I just have certain goals that I want to meet and have him reach before I get him enrolled with official school. And when I say that, I mean, because he's homeschooled, but what I mean is I have my kids enrolled in charter homeschool. And so that's where they will order him like official curriculum for the subjects and school funds, field trips, all those things. But for now, I am just gonna show what I'm gonna use before that time hits. But my main focus is just hitting certain goals, and I'm gonna list those goals out right now. So first of all, when it comes to, I guess, the category of language arts, this is a huge one for me because this is something that, if you don't already know, I have an older son, he's 7, he's in 2nd grade. And when he started school, he already knew his alphabet sounds, and that just helped so much when it came to meeting the criteria of filling out the curriculum worksheets and stuff for the school to use as samples. And just got things along, it got things flowing, it made things more easier for him, I guess you can say, less stressful for me personally. And so I just want to try to see if I can reach that same goal with my younger one. I know all kids are different. I have actually been anticipating for my younger one to not be at the same level as my older one because his personality is just not as like driven. He's more of a just wants to have fun type of kid, and his focus and his attention span isn't as long as my older son. So with that said though, I still want to see if I can get him to at least know the alphabet sounds before he starts official preschool. So that's something that we're going to be starting pretty much right now until next year, next school year. So the year of 2027 in the fall. So that's goal number 1, him knowing his alphabet sounds. And my plan for him to reach that goal is what I used for my older son was I would have him watch the Leapfrog video that is called Letter Factory. They have songs, they have lots of repetition. It's a really fun plot, and it was something that it was a video that my son really enjoyed watching. He would actually ask me to put it on for him. I didn't have to just like put it on my own. He was the one that wanted to put it on. This was actually like an accidental blessing in disguise. Like, I never really liked him watching a lot of TV or anything. I always opted for like books, and I was one of those moms that just wanted to read and have him learn things that way, like flashcards. But I was like, okay, it's educational, so I put it on for him, and I didn't even realize that it was gonna help so much, and it was just something that was so like amazing. I want to try it again with my younger son. I'm gonna put the Leapfrog video on for him. It's not too long, and I want to say it's like maybe 30 minutes. And yeah, hopefully he can learn them that way. Otherwise, I also want to just use songs. Again, I'm not closed to the option of YouTube. I know there's a lot of YouTube videos out there that will have like songs that will teach the alphabet sounds. So I want to go ahead and use those from time to time, and maybe just myself sing to him like as a circle time type of thing, and that'll help with the bonding with me and him, and just getting him into a routine of that homeschool time. To be teaching, but still have it be fun because we'll be singing and dancing. And then lastly, this is going to be more towards when he turns 4, I want to use this book that I use with my older son. I don't know how it's gonna go with my younger son because this book was very straightforward. There was no game. Well, they kind of did like include games, but it wasn't the main focus of the book. It's not colorful. It's just plain text. It's so to the point, teaching them how to read. So this is the Parent's Guide to Teaching Reading book. I'm gonna have to order another one because I had it for my older son, but then I gave it to a friend so that they can use it with their child. But yeah, it really worked really well for my older son. So I'm gonna see how it goes. So obviously with all this being said, I will definitely have to do an update on how all this goes. But yeah, these are things that I'm planning to use. Now, the person I'm speaking about is behind me. So I hope this video doesn't get too distracting here. Ooh, you okay?
Yes.
Okay, so that's all that I plan to do with language arts and reading. Okay, so now math. My goal for my son, where I want him to be before preschool, is for him to know his numbers to 100. Again, I'm not gonna freak out if he doesn't know his numbers to 100, but it's just a little goal that I have just so that I have something to work on. And what I plan to use, which again, I use this with my older son and I thought it worked really well, is a number chart. It's a number chart, simply how it sounds is just from 1 to 10 rows. Let me say that again. It has rows of 10 all the way to 100. And so it's kind of nice to also visually help them to see the patterns, you know, like all the 5s, all the 10s, and count that way too. So just to kind of get them started with memorizing the patterns of numbers, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 5, 10, 15, 20, and then 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, all the way to 100. But mostly, you know, my main goal is to just count from 1 to 100 so that he can just see that every other 10s is just counting from 1 to 9 all over again until you reach the next set of 10s. So I just want him to start learning that. So the number chart is on one thing. The other thing is songs, again, learning his numbers. And that's all I have written down. I did not write books because I'm gonna be honest, I really don't like, see, this is just me, my own like opinion. I really don't like number books. I find them so boring, no matter how cute the illustrations or whatever. When we have to count like, oh, there's 1 dog, there's 2 sheep, there's 3, you know, ducks or whatever the theme is. There's this penguin book we have, 1 penguin, 2 penguins, 3 penguins, and there's like this rhyme that goes with it. I love rhyming books, but no matter what it is, I just cannot find a book yet that I enjoy reading that, you know, counts from 1 to 10 or whatever. I just don't like number books. So I did not put books down for that one. Am I the only one that does not like number books? Yeah, so I just can't get myself to, I'm not opposed to books, obviously. I love books, and so I'm gonna use books for a lot of the things I'm bringing out today. So, but numbers is not one of them. Okay, so this next one that also falls under the category of math is shapes. I want him to know all his shapes before preschool. That one he's actually pretty much knows his shapes. But it's something that I just want to, again, use these to get him into a routine of having a formal school time during the days. Every day, just, you know, certain time of the day, I want to have him prepared for setting time aside and scheduling his days, you know, like having a routine of this is school time. So anyway, with shapes, I plan to use books, and I also want to use, this is where I want to start using worksheet pages, because I know that's a good, to start familiarizing himself with doing worksheets. And then from there, we'll jump into like the workbook thing. We're not gonna do any workbooks though. Speaking of worksheet pages, the next thing that also falls under math, I think this is math, or maybe it's science actually. Okay, let's say science. Colors. I want him to know all his colors. Again, this is another one that he's pretty good. He knows his colors pretty well already, but you know, getting him into that routine of school time. I want to start incorporating coloring books. Now this is gonna also fall under the motor skills category. It's for both. But yeah, coloring books. And then I also want to use reading to him, reading books that teach colors. And then there's also like on Pinterest and things, there's a lot of color activities that he can do, like color matching. I know there's like the stickers, and you can do match that. And then there's like where he has to put certain items of a certain color to match another group of colors, like maybe a bin or something, where he has to put like the blue balls into the blue bin, and then the yellow balls into the yellow bin, red balls into the red bin, like something like that, like color activities. And then this one falls under two categories, the colors and motor skills, Play-Doh. But I'm gonna talk about that more with the motor skills category. Okay, and then lastly for, I guess, science is animals and the sounds that they make. This one's kind of not important to me, but I'm just gonna include it because that's just something that I think they find fun. But songs is a big one, and books I'm gonna use for teaching animals and their sounds. And then motor skills. This one I feel like is gonna be pretty important for me. It's gonna be as important for me as learning his alphabets, sounds, and his numbers, because I feel like this is not something that I put a whole lot of emphasis with my older son, and I did see the effects of that. He did struggle quite a bit with writing. His hands would get really tired really fast, and he did not enjoy writing. I do kind of feel like I could have done a little better with his motor skill activities to help with that. So with my younger, I want to kind of put a little bit more effort into having him do motor skill activities. So Play-Doh, like I said, is going to be a big one, because this is something I saw recently online, how Play-Doh really helps the muscles of the fingers and hands. And so I'm gonna see with my older son, I really did not want Play-Doh in my house, because I did not want them to deal with the mess. I know it could be expensive. I didn't want to like spend all this money on Play-Doh for it to just harden and like have to throw it away. And I just did not want to deal with Play-Doh. But now I'm like, okay, it serves a good purpose. So I'm going to get Play-Doh for my younger son and see. Again, I brought this up earlier, but the coloring books and just having him, color and use his hands in that way. And then there's that activity. There's different activities, but the one that sticks out to my mind is putting the beads through the string, and that just helping him to really like use his fingers to focus and like put, those are the fine motor skills that I want him to learn. And I can include or incorporate worksheets as well with this. Another thing that I didn't write down, but it just came to my head, is using scissors. And this I did use with my older son, and he did so well. So I'm gonna have to print out what I do with my older son, that I'll do again with my younger son, is I just printed out like dotted lines. And you can find it like on Teachers Pay Teachers or Pinterest or whatever. And they had like straight lines or slanted lines, and then they would sometimes even have like curvy ones, or lines that would like zigzag and stuff. And so, he would cut with the scissors. So I'm gonna have him do that too. I'm gonna have him use scissors. But I probably won't do that until he turns 4, for sure. I'm not gonna have him do it right now at 3 years old. I'm thinking 4 should be a good start. Okay, and then lastly, we're at the last one, is music. I wanted to learn a music skill, and I wanted to start learning an instrument. That's what I did with my older son. I want to say he started at the end of 3 years old, but with my younger son, I'm more than happy to wait until he turns 4, which will be this November, which is a lot of time, a lot more time to come. But yeah, I want him to learn. I was just thinking piano, just because we still have our keyboard from our older son. I'm thinking maybe get him piano lessons when he turns 4 this November. And that's that. That's everything. So all the things that I've mentioned, in using the experience that I had with my older son, I think that these are things that are reachable goals. However, if he doesn't quite reach these goals, especially like the numbers to 100 or all the alphabet sounds, I'm not gonna stress too much about it, but these are just I just want to emphasize these are just goals so that I have something to work toward. And I do have quite a bit of time for him to learn all these, because this coming school year, for the 2026 school year, he's not going to get enrolled in school. He's still too young. He doesn't meet that mark. So he's not going to start school until next school year, which is the 2027 school year. So it's about a year and a half for him to learn all these things. So another big thing that I want to just emphasize is that all that I've mentioned is mostly for him to have a routine. So to get him to start getting used to having a set time for school. So that way when we do enroll him in preschool, it's like a smoother transition for him, and he's not like, what is this? I don't want to do school right now. Like, I want to play. But he's already kind of used to that routine of, okay, this is the time we set, and you already know this. Like, you're already used to having this routine. So anyway, I am very excited. I just cannot believe that my little baby, because he's my last and youngest son, that he's not a baby anymore and he's becoming a big boy who's gonna start doing school. But I'm also excited. I'm sad, but excited. So I'll definitely keep you updated on how this all starts working. This is something that I'm gonna start incorporating like right now. So I'll let you know how it all starts, how it all is going. Well, that's all for this video of my plans and routine for my 3-year-old. And please feel free to ask any questions or leave any feedback, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.